Michael Bloomberg has so much money he could literally buy Twitter, all of it, with a personal check tomorrow morning. And like so many Twitter users, Michael Bloomberg doesn't know when to stop talking. Over the weekend, a 2016 video surfaced in which Bloomberg had this to say about farming and recording. I could teach anybody, even people in this room, to be a farmer. It's a process. You dig a hole, you put in a seed, you add dirt on top, add water, up comes corn, unquote. According to Bloomberg, you only need brain power for the office jobs of the digital age. Farming, any moron could do that. Robert Mugabe had the same belief, by the way. Victor Davis Hanson is a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution, but he's also a fifth-generation California farmer, and he joins us tonight. Professor, thanks so much for coming on. What do you make of these remarks from Michael Bloomberg?
Well, I think what Michael Bloomberg said in the past, what he says in the present, and what he says he said in the past are three different things. So I think he thought he was giving a history of 3,000 years of, agriculture, labor, etc., but it was just a revelation into his soul, and it wasn't pretty, because he said, I can teach anybody in this Oxford room to be a farmer. He couldn't. And the idea that ancient or modern, you dropped a seed in the ground and presto, corn sprouted is ridiculous. I mean, farmers then and now deal with weather, they deal with climate, they deal with soil chemistry, they deal with pests, they deal with man, they deal with market, they deal with government. It requires the most skill sets of any profession in the world. And some of the most brilliant things of the ancient world, Columella, Theophrastus, Varro, are scientific treatises on farming. And the idea that Michael Bloomberg could write all of that off is sort of not enough gray matter. And when he says that he was talking only about the past, but he used the present tense, I could teach you in this room. And then he said that people farming in the past, and by implication the present, didn't have the same degree of skill sets or gray matter is absurd. Today's farmers, Tucker, they're masters of GPS. They calibrate sophisticated machines to very small tolerances and calibrations. They use GPS, computers. They're the most brilliant people I've met in the world. I had a very strange life because I was schizophrenic. I lived on this farm, and where I'm speaking today, and then I had a world of academics. And I can tell you, and I don't want to be mean-spirited, but the people that I knew that made it in farming were so much brighter, so much more skilled than the people who were tenured professors. It's just truth. I'm not deprecating professors, but as a person who has a PhD, I can tell you it's a lot easier to be a PhD than it is a farmer. They're the most brilliant, courageous people, and they live in a landscape so much different than Michael Bloomberg's Manhattan. They deal with a lot of strange and tough people, and so they combined the intellect with physical courage. And I did pretty well in academia, but I couldn't compete with people in farming. They were too smart and too courageous for me.
It's just funny how smart Michael Bloomberg thinks he is, and we're almost out of time. He strikes me as a kind of a clever little moron, but is Michael Bloomberg regarded among smart people as one of them? Like a genius of some kind?
I don't think so. What was his candidacy supposed to do? He was supposed to appeal to moderates. He's offended professional women. He's offended minority youth. He's offended people who work with their hands. He's offended farming. And you're starting to see that the wit and wisdom of Michael Bloomberg is really a synopsis of a very isolated, insulated, egomaniac narcissist. And I don't understand this Democratic primary. They lectured us about white billionaires and white privilege, and now they're almost offshoring or outsourcing their primaries to the epitome of everything they said they hated. It's a cruel joke, Tucker.
Speaking of smart, this is not flattery. You are smart. Professor Victor Davis Hanson, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.